What's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Torrence, and I am truly excited that you all came through for me and you all got me to 250 subscribers. So honey, as promised, I am doing my very first anti-haul. Gotta get this out the way. First off, to all the brands that I'm mentioning, no personal offense. It's just, if you can just tell by just the brush collection behind me, you can tell I have an extremely large collection. So many times it just feels rather redundant to add things to your collection that you either A, already have, or B, you just do not want. So if you absolutely love these products, if they're holy grails, or if you love the brand, do you, honey. Do what makes you happy with your makeup collection. It's just with me, I've gotten to a point where I realize I truly don't have space to bring things in without getting rid of some things. And when I look at it from that point of view, a lot of times it's like, honey, this is already an old favorite. She already paid for it. So to tell her she got to go so you can come in? No, we're not doing that. So once again, you love the product, you love the brand, you love the person behind the brand. No offense to you, but this is my anti-haul and I'm letting y'all know things that I am not going to buy. They're not getting my coin, and I'm gonna give you the reason why. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can join the gang. If you're already subscribed, I want to say thank you. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. Even though this is an anti-haul where we're talking about things that we do not like, things we don't want, and the reasons why, I want to sprinkle in just a little bit of positivity in the end on this negative cake and make sure I put in at least one item that I do want to get. Well, we're going to say for most brands, at least one item, because there is a few in the end where we're not buying nothing. But instead of just trashing a brand, trashing a product, and things like that, I do want to let it be known that most brands do have something that I do like. But for the most part, if we don't want it, no ma'am. If we do, yes sir. So let's go ahead and get into it. Just to make sure we give all props where due, any of the pictures I use in today's video, I will be getting off of Trend Mood. I'm just scrolling through Trend Mood right now, trying to see exactly what's for sale so I know what to talk about. So what we're gonna do, because I've never done a video like this and it will require me to put pictures up, but slide over a little bit. Give me a little shimmy going. And we're gonna make sure we post all the pictures up here. All right, first up on the list, I don't even see a price for these, but you know what? It does not matter exactly what the price is. I personally will not be getting them, but I am seeing these right here. Bam. The Abh Vaults for holiday. There's one for Sultry and there's one for the Jackie Aina ABH collab. Now in these vaults, you get either the Sultry and the Jackie Aina palette, you get an eye primer, you get the liquid liner, and you get the mascara. And it appears you also get a little bullet lipstick. Okay. And might as well, while we're talking about ABH, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in there too. Bam. The Mini Soft Glam palette. Now, the reason I don't need these is because, one, I have all these items in full size. Let's start off with that Sultry palette. Why do I need her in the vault if I have her right here? I got her the first go round. I think she's absolutely beautiful, and I have her. So I don't need her in a vault form. The Jackie Aina palette, I have her here. I love her so much that I purchased her, depotted her, and rearranged the colors. So mine doesn't even look like the normal one. And I even have a tutorial on this palette here. So if you'd like to see that, go ahead and check this out right here. But I don't need to buy this again, especially considering the fact I have a backup of this palette because I was so afraid of damaging this one, I wanted another. I don't need a third of this one. And for your Mini Soft Glam, I have the full size. I don't need a few of these shades put into a tiny palette when I have them all in the big palette. So sorry ABH, you're not getting none of my money. Man, some people, well, it's worth the price if you get that eyeliner and that primer. Yeah, that do sound nice, but considering, got the eyeliner in full size as well. Don't need that. That eye primer, got her too. And if you check out one of my previous videos, oh wait, Right here, I thought I lost it. That mascara, got a miniature right here, still using it. Haven't run out of it. Anything else I need? Oh, you're gonna give me a mini lipstick. I forgot about that. Give me a second. Why do I need that mini lipstick? I got 4 minis. So everything you're trying to sell me, I have. You're not getting no more of my money. If you're gonna sell me something, it's not gonna be something old in a new packaging. You're gonna give me something new and I'll give you some new money. But as long as you have old products, I'll use my old products and no. ABH, you tried it. Not today, nope. Save your money. I don't want it, no ma'am, we not doing that, no ma'am. But what I do want, and what I am gonna say yes sir to, is this new lipstick formula. It says it's smooth and creamy, and it comes in 3 shades, praline, tease, and velvet. And I'll make sure I leave that picture right here. And just looking at these 3 shades, that shade velvet is calling my name. And I'm like, wait, it's a whole new formula, new packages. So the items that I have ain't like the ones you're coming out with. The colors may be similar, but if the formula is new, I might be willing to try that. So we're going to go ahead and say, yes, sir, we're going to grab that shade velvet. And depending on what she turned out like, depends on if we're going to get tease or praline. But those vaults, that eyeshadow palette, that stuff I already have. No, ma'am. This new lipstick, yes, sir. Next up on the list, I'm looking here. We're still on trend mode, and I am seeing it. I already know what it is. It's going to be this right here. The ColourPop and Raw Beauty Kristi collab. Honey, let's make sure we get this out the way first off. I love Raw Beauty Kristi. Her talent, she just comes off as such a genuine and kind-hearted and hardworking person. When she announced that she was finally pregnant, I think me and all my friends cried probably just as much as her and her friends, because there's nothing in this world quite like someone wanting to be a parent and then finding out that they finally are. It's just, it brings a level of joy to those around them that you just can't compare. And so when I heard about that, when she announced the Pure and Raw Beauty Kristi collab, I had to get it. I had to get it. And I only own one other palette from Pure Cosmetics, and coincidentally, that's a collab as well. It was with Etienne Ortega. He's a celebrity MUA. He's absolutely fabulous. But when Kristi announced this collab with Pure Cosmetics, and it was called, I believe, the Duality Palette, I instantly got it because I kept telling myself 2 things. One, Torrence, we have this neutral shade, and to me, I saw this as Kristi. I'm like, it's universal, it fits many people. Whether you're an expert, whether you're a beginner, you can get something from Kristi's channel. And then when I saw this nice, bright, colorful side, I instantly thought of this of her newborn. Although I believe right now she is still pregnant, the only thing I see with Kristi and being a mother is the bright possible future that she could have. And so that's what made me get this palette. Wanting to support Kristi, loving that she made a palette that fits those who love colors and those who love neutrals. And the fact that in my head, I took this and thought of as one side being Kristi, one side being her baby. It was just something I really could not give up. I could not pass on. And so I actually have this. The problem is I haven't had the chance to use it yet. And for me to be like, okay, Kristi, I understand you want to get your money, you've worked hard, so you deserve all the collabs in the world. It's just to know I already have a sentimental attachment to this palette and I still haven't used it. And the only reason I bought it was to support Kristi, not necessarily Pure Cosmetics themselves. It's like, do I have to do the same with the second one? And the answer is no, I don't have to do that. So when I look at this palette here, I see a neutral palette with a few pop of colors. We have our pop of greens, which are my favorites, so it's already drawn me in. You have that yellow to help bring it in and brighten it up. Once again, you got my attention, Kristi, I'm there. And you also got this pop of blue, so I'm like, oh, that yellow and blue will make its own custom green. Ooh wee, Torrence, you gotta have it. But then I had to stop myself and tell myself, Torrence, you got too much makeup already. And This palette speaks to you so much because they're your colors, and because they are your colors, you have them. Not only do you have them from ColourPop. The Bare Necessities palette. This is from ColourPop. This is a neutral palette. So any neutral shade that I see in there, I'm going to see here. That black, the neutrals that's on that top left side, the ones that lean a little more mauve, a little more orange. However you want to go with neutral. If you're a warm neutral, I got you right here. From ColourPop. I look at the top. Torrence, you got that pop of yellow. So does the ColourPop Honey palette that I'm holding. I got multiple pops of yellow. So I don't need Christie's. But Torrence, it got those greens that you absolutely love. What about those? What about the Just My Luck palette? She got fabulous greens. Multiple greens. But I already have them here. And if I wanted a nice teal greenish blue shade from ColourPop, I have the Dream Street palette from ColourPop and Kathleen Light's collab. I wanted to support Kathleen, and look at that. We got a matte and a shimmer option with it, not just one. So when I look at this, it's like not only do I have these colors, but I have them in the same formula from the same brand. I don't need Christie's version because I have my own. They're paid for it, they're right here. Why wait on ColourPop to ship them to me? I don't need them. So, no ma'am to that. We're not getting that. Sorry, we're going to save that $20. But what I do like, and because once again, I want to support my girl Christy, I'm going through this and I'm like, okay, what else do they got? Let's see. And I'm seeing they have cream gel liners. Those are $7. But I'm looking like, okay, brown. I have a brown, different brands. Who needs a brown eyeliner? Screw that. Green. Green is my absolute favorite. And I already know during the Ultra 21 Days of Beauty, I purchased all of the green Urban Decay eyeliners because they're my favorites. I know I got at least 5 of those that I have not even used. So why would I go ahead and switch up instead of using my favorite ones that I got on half price and try these out for a smaller, like I got my favorites at 11. Why spend 7 on you? Why take the risk? I don't need them, not gonna buy it. But then you stop and you look at that yellow one and you go, ooh, marigold. I don't got a yellow eyeliner. I got a green one. I got a gold one. I got a white one. I don't have a yellow one. So you know what? Yes, sir. We're going to get that. That marigold green one for $7. We're going to get that. Then we look at the Luxe Gloss. I only own, I believe, 2 lip products from ColourPop. And both of them were absolutely fabulous. And I don't own anything in the Luxe Gloss formula. So for $9, they got one in Glacier, one in Wildflower. I believe Wildflower is the darker color. So that's the one I'm going to get. Don't have that formula, so we'll try that. That looks amazing. And last I see is some Super Shock shadows. She got 4 of them. 2 of them are neutral shades. One of them is called Mycelium. One is called Olympic. They're rather neutral. And I don't need a neutral Super Shock shadow because I have some. I have Amazing Ritz. Ritz gang. So considering I have these 2 for neutrals, what do I need Christie's for? These are permanent. I have them. I like them. And if I need to replace them, I can do so. Then she got one called Campfire, which is a nice orangey shade. I'm looking here on Trim Mood. It looked like hers came broken. So I'm like, for you to be an orangey shade, I already wasn't feeling you. But then for you to be broken, you got me scared. So I don't need that. And plus, I got one that let me pass. Right here. I got an orangey Super Shock shadow. So I don't need you. I got that. But the one I am going to get, simply because it's green, and it's going to be in that green packaging, which we normally don't get. So for her to do a green one with green packaging, and every time I tried to get a green Super Shock, it was sold out, so my feelings was hurt. We're going to go ahead and get that Like a Moss one, because it's only $7, so I don't have a green Super Shock. It'll add to my collection, so we'll get that too. So for Olympic, Mycelium, and Campfire, no ma'am. For Like a Moss, yes sir. We're going to go ahead and get that. And that's what we're going to do with Raw Beauty Christy. But that palette, nope. I got those shades. I don't need that shades. I'll stick to what I got. Next up here is a brand I absolutely love. I'm talking about when I think of luxury makeup, this is my brand of choice. But part of this collection looks nice. The other part I'm looking at like, and that is the Celestial Divinity Holiday Collection by Mcgrath. This collection has a lot of things in it, but starting off with the things that I am saying absolutely no ma'am to will easily be the Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighter Shade and Champagne Gold. No ma'am, we're not buying that. When I look at it, the packaging looks amazing. I have a friend who has this. It's weighty, it's heavy, it's absolutely beautiful. The problem on why I'm not getting it is because she way too expensive, honey. First off, this highlighter is $65. Once again, going in, I know this is luxury, but if I'm gonna pay $65 for one highlighter, you best believe it's gonna be my skin tone shade. And unfortunately, although I believe this will be pretty on my skin, with it being a very pink tone highlighter and me having yellow skin, that's not gonna work. If they ever put this on sale, maybe at half price, I'll grab it. But as long as she pink tone, we not gonna get it. And especially because I found out that the closest dupe that all my friends said that they have is right here. Ultra Blissful, which I have in this highlighter right here. It only takes up a quarter of the pan, and as you can see, this is much more pink tone than my favorite shade here, Rodeo Drive. And I'm not paying $65 for a shade that's almost duplicate to this one here. Sorry, Mcgrath. No, ma'am, we're not doing that. The next thing Mcgrath not getting my money for is the Matte Trance Lipstick Celestial Divinity Collection for the lipsticks. She got Blitz Trance and she got Matte Trance lipsticks. They are both retailing for $38 and they're supposed to be in limited edition packaging and it's absolutely beautiful. The thing is, I have, let me see, somewhere between 10 and 20 Mcgrath lipsticks that I still have never tried. Let that sink. I bought them in so many different colors that I have bought so many that I still have not tried them all. And the reason with that isn't because they aren't good, it's just because I love her gloss formula so much more that when I think of which one do I want to do, I would rather wear a liner and a gloss than a lipstick. So there's no point of purchasing any more. They are more than likely going to go to waste, especially considering the fact I still haven't used the ones that I already have. So no ma'am, we're not giving you no money for that either, Mcgrath. What I am interested in and gonna get, oh baby, you ain't gonna be able to keep me off of, is those palettes. First one, that Mega Mothership, is $78. Baby, yes sir. Give me one of those. And baby, you ain't even got to worry about it. All you got to do is wait on it. Because thanks to my Aunt Karan, I love you and I want to say thank you. She bought this for me as a late birthday gift. So I already have this here. I still haven't tried it. But baby, you tell me 18 shades for Mcgrath from $78 when I'm used to paying 10 for $125? Packaging don't feel as heavy. It might not be as luxe. But considering I missed out on the Star Wars collections and this comes with all 12 shades that had, and this was a gift, yes sir, we got that. I needed that, honey. We're gonna get that. I recommend getting that, but we anti-hauling those lip products, baby. They not getting no money for that. And what else did she release for this? The Celestial Divinity Luxe Quads. I want those too. I so far have all of the quads she released, so when they came out with those three, I'm like, ooh, Torrence, how we gonna get the money for that? We need the money for that. How we gonna come up with that? Baby, I managed to get one of those $100 gift cards from Sephora by cashing in my points. I've been trying every week for over a year. I've been trying since I was at my last job and they used to tease me for always trying and never quite getting it. But right this time, baby, guess who got that $100 card? And waited till that 20% off sale and look at me now. Look at me now, baby. I used my card. I got my things. I only had to pay for one. I got that one off the website. The other two, I was able to use my gift card for. So, baby, I only had to pay for one and got all 4 Mcgrath palettes. Hey, yes, sir. That's how you do it for the holidays. So, Mcgrath, for them lip products, we ain't giving you no money for that highlighter. No, ma'am. But for these eyeshadow palettes, I got all 4, and if you would like to see a tutorial on that, go ahead and leave a comment down below. But yeah, yes sir, we had to get those eyeshadow palettes, so I am too geeked on that. And while I was out shopping, I wanted to make sure that I could do something special for you all. Once again, you do have to be subscribed to my channel, and I still haven't found a date that I wanted to announce the giveaway, but because Pat Mcgrath makes my absolute favorite shimmer formula, and I was just so touched while getting these items, because to not only have someone give me a gift for the most expensive item in the collection, but to also have the ability to get all 3 of the quads because I only had to pay for one. I just really wanted to give back because I felt as if the world was given to me. So I wanted to surprise you all, and I managed to pick these 2 palettes up. This one here is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime. It's her 5-pan palette here. I believe these are being discontinued, but I managed to grab it, as well as the Eye Ecstasy and Subversive. This lime one here is 5 neutral shades. This Subversive one here is 5 colorful shades, and I absolutely love them. I've tried all of these shadows in full-size form because I have them all, and I just really wanted someone else in the world to be able to experience this formula. I understand that many people can't afford $125 for her full-size palettes. Many times I can't either, so I have to either put them on a payment plan or save up or things like that. But right now, we are living in a time where some people, even with saving, they just don't see that as being a logical purchase. And so I just wanted to be able to bring a luxury experience to someone else, especially as one of my subscribers. So these 2 palettes will be added to the giveaway, and all you will have to do in the future, I will leave a video letting you know exactly what's in it and what all to do to enter. But just know these 2 items have been entered just like the other items I've showed previously. Next up is an entire collection of things. Although everything looks absolutely beautiful, especially the packaging, honey, sometimes you just got to let yourself know that you can't let packaging suck you in. So the collection I am throwing in there is this one here. The Marc Jacobs Holiday Collection. I believe this is called the Very Merry Cherry Christmas Collection set. No ma'am. I'm looking at this here, the Marc Lip Cream Lipsticks. They want $32 for a red lipstick. You already know red lipstick scares me, so we're not doing that. You can keep that. They have a Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. Right now, on the top of my head, I'm not remembering exactly how the Marc Jacobs Mascara formulated. I know I've tried it before, but if I can't remember it, that just means it wasn't a favorite, so it probably wasn't worth remembering, so no ma'am to that. Oh, the number 1 item that I'm not getting for sure, the iconic multi-finish eyeshadow palette in Cherryrific. First off, she's absolutely beautiful. I'll give her that. But at $49.50 for 7 shades, I just look at this and ask myself, Torrence, how often do you wear red neutral shades? And the truth of the matter is, it's very rarely. I usually like a nice dark reddish burgundy, maybe smoky look on my birthday a few years ago, but I've long since passed that phase, and this palette just, I don't see me getting any use out of it. For $49.50, I would truly just be admiring the packaging, and that's not worth $50 to me. I'll pass on that. But the one thing that I did see that I wanted, and that I'm too geeked about, was this one right here. Bam. The Marc Jacobs Omega Glaze All Over Foil Luminizer. It's called the Very Merry Cherry Edition. Baby, look at that packaging. Look how cute that little compact is. When I first seen that and realized it was a highlighter, I'm like, ooh, that is pretty. And then I was sitting back and I realized I was bitter about not getting last year's holiday set. It was a shade called Guilty. And if you know me, you know I love a gold highlighter, especially one with the name Guilt in it. I have one from Tom Ford I absolutely love, and it just makes me feel guilty to think that I could love something so much that's just a powder product. But it sold out before I could get my coins up, and I was so bitter from last year that I never got it. So to see that they relaunched it this year, I'm like, oh baby, if I wanted it in the black packaging, I really wanted it in this new packaging. And I'm just too excited that I did get it, because had I bought it last year in the plain packaging and you came back out it with better packaging this year, I would be highly upset. I think anybody who did bought it last year should be just, ooh. my stress levels would be on 10. But because I didn't get it and it sold out and it came out this year, and if you look on Sephora, it's on sale right now for $34 instead of $49. Guess who got it? Yes, sir. I went and got it, baby. I ain't got it in the plain cheap black packaging, but I got it right here. I still ain't used it. I ain't tried it. But honey, look at her. Ain't she cute? And you see I even kept a little sticker there just because it got cherries on it. But I'm like, look at that. Baby, I am too excited I got this one. So, better packaging, better deal, newer. Who said I missed out last year? No, I came up this year, honey. So, that whole holiday collection, no ma'am. This highlighter, yes sir. Next up on this list, unfortunately, it's an entire collection of things because I don't want the palette or the eye pencils. And that here is going to be this. The Wayne Goss Holiday 2020 collection. Let me tell you, honey. First off, Wayne Goss makes absolutely amazing things. Let's get that out the way. It is called the Pearl Moonstone collection. The palette itself is pretty. I'll give you that. My problem with this is the fact that I'm looking at it and I'm going like, okay, I see for mattes 2 grays and a black. Alright, first off, Wayne, you make absolutely amazing products. I have his very first palette here. I even did a tutorial on it, which I'll leave link right here above. And the thing is, although I gave this palette an okay review on my first impressions, after trying it out for quite some time, I truly feel even better about it now than I did then. The only 2 issues that I had about it, because this is a $55 high-end product, is that we only had 2 mattes, this brown and this black. With that being said, they make a full eye look and you don't have to worry about that. My problem is, for $55 and 6 shades, I need variety. I need variety. And with this, I got that, so I was willing to purchase this. But in this new palette, you stepped your game up by giving us 3 mattes. What you messed up and did was make 2 of them gray and 1 of them black. Both of those was a mistake, sir. First off, you already gave us a black in your first palette. So to already be doing black again on your second one is like, am I supposed to spend $110 on 12 shadows and have 2 matte blacks? 2 huge pans. This is a huge pan, like, this is a Dirty Beauty blender, and this is the size of that compared to that. You see how big that eyeshadow is. So, you are giving me an enormous amount of product, and I'm never going to run through this black. So why is it already on the same brand in the same year? We're getting a second matte black. No ma'am, I'm not doing that. You're not getting my money for that. You're not playing me. Then we got 2 grays. Although they do lean a little more blue tone, so they're not just going to come off as just your basic gray, I didn't need 2. I need depth, I need dimension, and considering we have, for shimmers, it looks like a peachy shimmer, a silver shimmer, and a blue shimmer. Whether they be metallic, whether they be full, whatever the formula is, we're not going to worry about that right now. All I know is I have 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. You're not going to give me 2 grays that look the same in the pan, even if they come up different on the eye. There's not enough difference in here to go between those and that black. And with blues being on my absolute least favorite of the list, it's like, no, it's not enough variety in this. And then you got, for eyeliners, what color we got? A blue and a purple. I do purple eyeshadow all the time. I have my Psychedelic Sister that I absolutely love. With blue, I have my lip bar one. I have one from Urban Decay. So I already have those shades that I want. So it's like, I don't need these. And the reason I say that is because right here, if you watched a previous video that I did, which I'll leave linked right here above, I did a video showing off my custom matrix palettes from Makeup Geek. And in there, I showed you this palette here, my custom quad, and it's a cool tone quad. And the reason why I like it so much is because it has 4 mattes. A white for the fairest things, a black for the deepest of things, And to go cool tone, I wanted a gray for the middle and a blue to really make a pop of color statement for things. And with these 4 shades, no matter which 2 I use at the exact same time, you can always see a difference in color. You can truly look at this and tell you have 4 cool tone shades that you can use. So instead of paying Wayne for his, I'd rather use this formula, have these here, which I truly believe instead of Wayne giving us 2 grays, you should have given us a gray and a blue because you've given us a shimmery blue. Why give us a shimmery gray and a matte gray and not give us a matte blue to go with that shimmery blue or a matte peachy shade to go with that shimmery peachy shade? But considering I already have this quad here, what I did was go through my Makeup Geek collection and I realized I showed you all this Matrix palette as well. Right here at the top is a dark shimmery blue because he got a blue. So I can take these 4 with this blue and figure out, okay, Torrence, now all you need is a peachy shade. And instead of just using this peachy shade up here at the top that I already have, I decided, you know what, Torrence, make it a little more personal. Make it something that you truly want to use, so that way you will use it. So what I did was I created a custom quad right here, a custom trio, and I put this in the quads. And the reason why I like this here is because after I did that video, I realized I saw an advertisement by Makeup Geek, and they were advertising this top shade here called Starry Eyed. And many of you may not know, but my niece's name is Star. And with her just being a ball of joy in my family's life, I wanted to do a small, simple palette dedicated to her. And I could not figure out a 4th shade to put in this palette. And I realized I didn't need it. It's just 2 plain, boring neutral mattes down here. And no disrespect, but I consider this her parents, my brother and his woman. Y'all the basic browns down here. My niece is the one that's above y'all. She the shimmery, she the beautiful, and this shade is called Starry Eyed. So I said, you know what? Let's take Starry Eyed and give her a custom cool palette since she's a cool young lady. And you know what? I'm gonna cut away and I'm gonna put all of these in a new palette and I'm gonna show you exactly what they look like when we come back. Back at it, you guys, and look what I've done. Reach into 3 palettes that I already have. They are individual shades, and now I have a custom 6-pan palette. It's not exactly like Wayne's palette, as you can see here, but honey, why would I be mad? He has a shimmery blue, I have one too, but to me, this is much more cool tone. It's individual shades, so if I just want to wear one and take it with me and create a whole new palette, I have it to do so. But unlike Wayne's palette, I don't have to buy a whole new palette and get a repeat shade. This is a different formula, it's a different palette, and it's a color story I created, and it has sentimental value because I used my niece's inspiration. So I can either pay Wayne $55 for his inspiration, or I can save my money and use my own. Which one you think I'm gonna do? I got more depth, I got more variety in this palette, and guess what? It was even more affordable. Because even paying full price for each individual shadow, it still come out cheaper than $55. So guess what? No ma'am, we don't want that from Wayne. We don't want the eyeshadows, we don't want the liners, we got that. What we will get from Wayne, simply because Wayne makes absolutely amazing brushes, is I know I'm gonna want to get some additional brushes from the ones I have. Right here on my daily brush cup, here are the brushes I use almost every time I do my makeup. So when I go to Beautylish to make me a purchase, I will not be purchasing cosmetics from him. But what I do need is another 11 brush. Love this brush here, and we need another one of those. I want to get me another 16 brush, a large blending brush. We're gonna get one of those. For the crease, I'm gonna get me another 17 brush. And for my lower crease, I want another 19 brush. This is usually for my eye brushes, but I know I also want an airbrush for underneath the eye because I love that for setting powder and as well as finishing powder. Love you, support you, want to see you do the best in life, but honey, no ma'am, I'm not giving you that money. Nope. Not for that cool tone palette, not for that pop of blue. We're gonna wait for the 3rd one and see what he do then, but we're gonna save our coin and buy some more brushes, and then with those brushes, we're gonna be able to put those on the payment plan if need be, so yeah, we'll do that instead. Next up is a brand where they tend to just go back and forth for me. It depends on what you're going after. But the one thing I know for sure I will not be buying will be this here. The Huda Beauty eye brushes. Honey, I don't know nothing about Huda Beauty making no eye brushes. And just based off the look of these don't seem to be the shape of 5 brushes that I will personally use. So knowing more than likely these are not going to be purchased individually, you're going to have to buy that whole set and a makeup bag. No ma'am, we're not doing that. Synthetic brushes from a brand I don't know nothing about. With the quality of their brushes, we'll skip on that. No. And then if they meant for this new formula, who's to say if we really like that new formula? I'd rather just wait. We're going to skip on it. I have no idea what the price is. I really don't even care to find out. They don't look like nothing I want, so we just going to skip that. No ma'am. But what we do want and what we are interested in trying is that Naughty Nude eyeshadow palette. And that looks absolutely stunning because I've collected most of Huda's eyeshadow palettes. It would just be the completionist in me who has to keep it going, which is why I already got that on the holiday sale as well. Got this during the 20% off sale just to see if it's worth it. And trust and believe, before that 30-day return policy is up, we will be trying this one out because at $67, baby girl just keep going up every year. It seems like she wants $2 more than she did the last year. But so far, I've truly enjoyed all of her products. But just looking at this right here, right now, I'm going to let you know. The price done went up, but the packaging done went down. So if that formula ain't up there, I bet you I go get my $60-something back. But so for them brushes, no ma'am. For that palette, yes sir. Next up is an entire collection of stuff. I'm just looking at it like, ma'am. Normally I would be getting everything, but this year I truly skipped out, and that's going to be the MAC Frosted Firework collection. The MAC holiday season is usually something I always used to look forward to. Every year I would make sure, if nothing else, I got the Extra Dimension Skin Finish Face Palette. I usually collect them every year. This was the very last one I got, I believe from 2 years ago, from the Shiny Pretty Things palette. And I really like this because all the shades worked on my skin tone. This here was like a beautiful travel palette because it had a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. And the Extra Dimension Skin Finish formula is one of my favorites. Whether it be the highlighter, the blush, or the bronzer, I think they are all beautiful. But when I realized, Torrence, you love this and you use this, and this is from 2 years ago, why you need another one? You still got one from 2 years that you love and use. Why do you need this year's? And this year's, it's all just basically highlighter shades that I can't use as a highlighter, so I'm going to use them as a blush. You got a face palette from the blushes, and not only that, I have 4 individual Extra Dimension blushes from MAC that I love and use all the time. So why do I need them in a new limited edition formula that if I break, lose, or use up, which I'm never going to use up, I can never repurchase? No need. This one's from 2 years ago. She's still kicking. She's still beautiful. We skipping those. I don't need it. It's not happening. Then, because the Extra Dimension Skin Finish is my favorite highlighter formula, or it used to be, it's still my favorite on clients, I was going to go ahead and get the full sizes, but they only have 3 this year. One of them is way too light for my skin tone, one's way too dark, and the other only comes with a set where you have to buy a brush as well. I like their full-size natural hair brushes. This short-handled synthetic brush is like, I got big hands, big features, big everything, honey. I don't want your mini brush. I'm looking at all the other ones. It's brush kits in here. It's mini eyeshadows that cost too much. I'm looking at all of that like, no ma'am, I don't want none of that. MAC, try again next year like y'all do every year. It's just, it's basic, it's boring. I like y'all regular collabs and y'all regular launches throughout the year. This one here, although I want the face palette in my collection, when I look at it and realize how much it's going to cost and how much use I'm going to get out of it, it's like, nope. So what we are going to get, simply because I am just a collector and I absolutely love the packaging, is simply 1 lipstick and 1 lip gloss. And that is, once again, just because I love the packaging, and once a bullet lipstick runs out, that packaging can be reused with another lipstick. The first lipstick that I absolutely had to get on launch date is called Once Bitten Ice Shy. And the reason I got this is because one, the packaging is beautiful, but two, I do not have a white lipstick. And so the idea of being able to get something I can add to my collection that I do not have, and this looks like it has some pink reflex in it, this is something that's truly original in my collection. And just because whenever I buy any lipstick, if they do have a matching lip gloss to it, I like to get the set, just because lips are my favorite part of the body. So more than likely, within the next week, I'm gonna go in and get whatever is the lightest shade of the lip gloss they have available. I really only care about having the packaging, so whatever is the lightest shade they have, I'll get that. So for the 2 lip products, yes sir. For the rest of that collection, no ma'am. And got another little surprise for y'all, just a little tiny little surprise. I know I already announced the Pat Mcgrath one in the video, but I love y'all and I just happen to have too much. And at the time, I truly thought this pandemic was going to be over a lot faster than what it was, and so far, it doesn't look like it's slowing down at all. So when the MAC and Selena collection launched, I went and I purchased 2 because I'm used to getting 1 to use for myself and 1 for clients. But because I don't see me having clients anytime soon, just for my own personal safety as well as the safety of my clients, I'm gonna add the other one in the giveaway. I have one right here. As you see, I put that sticker there just because she's absolutely stunning. And it's in the shape of a beautiful rose here, and I think that's absolutely stunning. And like I said, the Extra Dimension Skin Finish is a formula I love so much that I'm used to purchasing duplicates, but I would rather just someone else get this for the holiday season than me hold on to 2. So I have this one here that I'm gonna keep for myself, and this one here I will be putting in a future giveaway. Last on the list is not necessarily a holiday thing, it's just overall for me, I've just completely avoided the brand simply because it seemed like the items they made, let's first say, I've never heard anything bad about the products. Everyone always tells me they love them. It's just, I always looked at things as looking like maybe a little too childish or maybe a little too simple or just maybe not quite worth the price. And so it's like, if I'm not there for every step of the way, I don't see me spending that much money to try out the brand, and that was going to be Kaja Beauty. Now, the thing that interested me the most was easily the Bento Box eyeshadow trios. They make them in a bunch of different varieties, but when I think of paying $21 for 3 shadows, that really doesn't sound bad if I'm purchasing singles. But to know that these come in a little collapsible form and I can't pick the colors, and me not knowing what the formula is like, it was just always one of those like, are they worth it? I don't know at $21, and I know I would want multiples if I actually love them. So I just always skipped over those. They also have these cheeky stamp blendable blushes. They come in this little sponge-like thing. They look like cushion blushes, and the sponge tip applicator that you use for them is in the shape of a heart. You press them onto the sponge and then onto your skin. And to me, that was like, that's cute, that's nice. But truth be told, having a heart-shaped stamp and having to blend that out really does nothing for the, use of the product. It's just there for a dramatic flair. It's still gonna blend out like any other cream blush. So I like to know that I would apply it with this, but not blend it out with that. It's like, yeah, that's a waste of time and money and things like that. They also have these Mochi Glows, which are their versions of highlighters. Once again, that's another product that it's like, okay, everything seems to be about in the $20 range. So it's like, okay, everything's not expensive, but in order to try it all, I would come out with several different products, not showing which ones I would like. And it just didn't seem worth it to me. I'm like, yeah, no ma'am, we'll just skip that. We'll wait until something goes on clearance, but once again, nothing ever seems to do so. So I never tried the brand. But then they came out with this here, the must-haves collection, the Kaja Cuties, $39, and baby, I had to get it. Not only was I able to get this on the 20% off discount, but this comes with 4 different products. It comes with the Mochi Glow highlighter here, the Bento Box Trio eyeshadows here, the cheeky stamp, as well as a heart melter lip balm. So when I sit back and look at these, I went to the website and I looked at it and said, okay, $39 with an $81 value. And they were telling the truth. It really is, purchasing this set is like getting everything for half off. What made it even better to me is when I went on the Sephora website and looked at each item and decided which 2 shades of it I would like, all of these showed up in those ranges. The highlighter is the highlighter shade I would have picked. Although this may not have been the first blush choice I would have chosen, it definitely would have been the second. And the same thing with this lip product. And what really sold this to me is the fact that this Bento Trio is actually a limited edition one that you could only get in this set. So to be able to get everything in half off, to get a limited edition eyeshadow product, and 20% off, I had to grab this because this will allow me to try the brand. If I want more things, I know going in with their full-time formula, things will be even better. I know I can get an extension on the range that I have, but there is no other time I was ever going to get this price, so I had to grab this. So to the Kaja Cuties, yes sir. To the rest of the collection, no ma'am for now. Alrighty you guys, this is the end of the video, and baby, this is when it's time for the drama, because for the last 2, not only do I not plan on purchasing this holiday release, so they are definitely going to get a no ma'am, but as far as I can see, I don't see me ever purchasing anything else from these individuals, because at one point in time, I absolutely loved and supported them. I thought they were so different. I thought they were just so dramatic. It was just such a nice, refreshing taste on things in a world that just seems so boring and so bland. But eventually you have to get to a point where you realize there's a huge difference between being different and being dramatic and just being straight up mean. Like, there's never a reason to just be vicious about things. So the first thing that I'm anti-hauling and just don't want no parts of it is this here. The Morphe and Nikita Dragon palette. Honey, honey, honey. Let me look and see how much it is, because I know it ain't even gonna be too much. But regardless of what the price is, they could have honestly put this palette out at $2 and I still wouldn't have got it. I'm looking at it right here, right now, and it says this is a $30 eyeshadow palette. It comes with their normal 35 pans, and honestly, the price isn't what gets me. The problem is Nikita. Like, ain't no point in beating around the bush. Nikita is the issue. She's a huge issue. And you would think that someone who not only is a minority, which comes with these issues in this world, but someone who's also trans, another person who has to deal with issues in this world, but also someone who openly admits to having cosmetic procedures, another person who has to deal with being judged and having issues in this world. So for you to be a person who understands the struggle that many of us have to deal with, and then to post something on Twitter as disrespectful as what race I want to be today, or I wonder what race, or what race, it was something about playing up and trying to be funny with race. And at the end of the day, she knew it wasn't funny, she knew it would cause attention, and she knew it would cause drama. And that's exactly why I believe she did it. And I'm going to put everything in this video. I'm going to say everything said before and after this was allegedly and just my opinion. None of this is fact. You just going off what I think. I don't know Nikita. I don't know why she did it. But if I had to put a guess on it, it would be because you knew you had a launch coming. And the sad thing is, the drama brings more views and attention than the talent does. And it doesn't have to be that way. It never had to be that way because it wasn't that way in the beginning. When Nikita gets dressed, put her things on, the girl is gorgeous. The girl can stop traffic. The talent that you have is amazing. But it is so sad that as someone else who is a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and as someone who's worked with trans supervisors, 2 of my previous supervisors were trans women, and they had nothing to do with the makeup community. This wasn't when I was doing makeup. This was when I was working in the regular world. And when I think of how hardworking those women are and how respectful those women are, it upsets me to see Nikita act in the way she does. And once again, do you, boo, do what makes you happy. But when what makes you happy upsets other people and it's brought to your attention and it just keeps happening, it makes people wonder, either A, you just don't care, or B, you are trying to ruffle some feathers. And those are the two feelings that most people are going to get. And right now, I feel as if Nikita doesn't care about being disrespectful as long as it brings her clout. That's just my opinion. And unfortunately, you can get some clout, but you ain't gonna get no coins. At least not for me, so I'm not getting that. The only 3 Morphe palettes I own is this one here, the 18B Make and Bank. I bought this for myself when I went on my interview for the job that I have now. And because I didn't have much money at the time, I celebrated by getting me something that spoke to me. Something that was slightly neutral, but also leaned green. And when it called being Making Bank, knowing I was going to get a promotion, the name stuck, the price stuck, so I absolutely had to get it. The only other 2 Morphe palettes I own right now are the Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 and 2 palettes. I have both of those. I used to have the James Charles palette, but once my sister realized how beautiful it was, how large it was, and with his slogan being Hello Sisters or Goodbye Sisters, it didn't bother me for her to have it. I love my sister probably more than any other woman on this planet, so I didn't mind her having it. And I know if for any reason I ever want to borrow it, I can go over there and pick it up, but these are the only Morphe palettes I have. And right now, they haven't released anything that I think that I do need. And Nikita, although I believe she has released some items that I would have wanted to try, especially those new lipsticks, no ma'am. She not getting no money out of me. No ma'am. Nikita not getting no money. I don't care who she collab with. She could collab with Pat Mcgrath, and I love her, and I've had everything Pat Mcgrath released. Nope. Nikita can't get a dime out of me. Sorry. You got my attention with that tweet, but baby, what you won't get is no points. So, Nikita, no ma'am. No, you don't get, no more coin for you. Next up, honey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Based strictly off of Color Story and nothing else. We're not, just Color Story and formula. Not judging nothing else. The hardest thing to put on this anti-haul list is this. The Jeffree Star Blood Money Palette. Baby, when I tell y'all I love green eyeshadows. I love green eyeshadows. So anytime you give me a palette that's mostly that or all that, you automatically have my attention. And then when you tell me you got a formula as nice as somebody as Jeffree, baby, I'm gonna just put it to you like this. You may not like Jeffree, you may not even respect Jeffree, but at the end of the day, you have to give props where props are due, and that man has a beautiful eye for creating products, and he also has a beautiful formula. With that being said, I'm not getting this, even though it's probably the most desirable thing I've ever wanted, is simply because the Jeffree Star that I thought I was supporting in the beginning is not the same Jeffree Star that sits in front of us today. He may be the same person, but the person he perceived himself to be to us in the beginning is not who is. Nope. No ma'am. No ma'am. Now I can admit, I purchased this palette. When he first dropped everything, I purchased this because in the beginning, Jeffree was unlike anybody else I had ever seen. I always wanted somebody who was gay. We had plenty gay, there were many gay makeup artists out there, we know that. But everybody just seemed to be so neutral and so professional that to have somebody step into the game and use profanity was like, he ain't gonna make no money on this video with all of that cussing. Then to have somebody who was open about the plastic surgeries, it was like, finally, somebody not lying. They not staring right here in our face with a whole new nose, swearing to God that we are the fools because we see it. You're not going to tell me you contoured and your nose is half the shape and half the size that it used to be. Jeffree did not care. He will let you know, I did this my face, this my money, screw your opinion. And I absolutely loved it. So when he dropped this ugly, ooh, this palette is ugly, baby, I didn't care. I looked at it as I was supporting someone who was starting up their dreams. I looked at it as I was supporting someone who was different. And I looked at it as I was supporting someone who did not care if others accepted him or not. So this palette, like I said, it is not cohesive. It is not pretty at all. And I even did a video putting this palette in my top 10 ugliest palettes of all time. And I'll leave that video right here. But to me, the fact that you had a teal shade here, which is my mother's favorite color, and it was called Expensive, I wanted it. The fact that you have a matte black and it's called Black Rainbow, as someone who's gay, who's black, and identifies with accepting people of all shades, Black Rainbow just sounded absolutely beautiful to me. So I have that. We also have, where is it? Courtney. Somebody who was making makeup but had references that I could identify from times when I was growing up. I had never heard of a shadow named after Courtney Love. So to me, it was like something different, Torrence. Even if you don't like it, you like the fact that someone was willing to step out the box. So I purchased this and I never used it because it was strictly for sentimental reasons. So this thing might not even blend. It might not even have no pigment left, Lord knows. But I never needed it because I bought it, put it to the side. And the other only item I have from Jeffree Star Cosmetics is this one here. And I did not purchase this because although at the time this was the best-selling and probably biggest palette going in the makeup world, things had started to come out about Jeffree and I wasn't 100% sure on how to feel about it. Because just because someone says something or things look a certain way from the outside, I've come to learn you don't always want to judge and jump on the bandwagon of hate so quickly, because I've had that happen to me many times. And because I'm someone who doesn't have millions of followers, the fire didn't get so big where I couldn't sit down and go and contact each person involved in the drama and explain my point of view on things and get things cleared up. Was there some damage done? Yes. Was my feelings hurt? Yes. Did I have to clear my name? Yes. But I was willing to put in that energy and effort because the lies that were being spoken on me were very damaging and very hurtful, and I wanted no one in the world to go around thinking that that's the type of person that I was. Unfortunately for Miss Star, it seems like it's only so many times you can go, well, maybe that's not what happened, or, well, that's a coincidence, or, well, that person's just like, or he just doesn't mess with that person. If everybody in your circle keeps saying something, it makes it hard to believe that eventually somebody's not telling the truth. If everybody is only lying on you when y'all not friends and everybody's saying the same thing, it makes you wonder how many of them are telling the truth. And I don't know how much of the story is true. I don't know how many of the stories are lies, but what I do know is it's too much drama. It's going on too often and it's happening too many times. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I kept it because it truly was a gift and I was not going to give it back. I ain't giving back no makeup. But the formula is amazing. Like, when I think of how beautiful this formula is and how beautiful Jeffree's color stories is, it just makes me wonder, why can't things be this pretty on the outside? But at the end of the day, you can't change anyone. You can only influence others and hope that they accept that influence and use it for a better means. But Miss Star just seems to enjoy and indulge on the drama. And I'll continue to pray for you, Mr. Star. I pray that your physical and your mental health stays at an all-time high. But I'm also praying for a change. There's no point in lying. I'm praying for a change for any and everyone in the makeup community who truly seems to thrive off drama, who truly seems to thrive off of the mess, the hate. for someone who can create a formula this good, packaging this good, color stories this good, it's like, how? Do you know how many more people would support you and how many more people would be accepting of you if you were more accepting of others? Just like when you sit down and you think of that. If I'm making this amount of money and I have this many people supporting me, imagine if I got that other group of people that I was disrespectful and I actually genuinely apologized and actually started acting right. I could collect money from both sides. I could be accepted from both sides. But many people like to stick over here, do them, and the world just has to accept it. And you know what? I have them. I'm going to keep them just because there's no point of destroying the environment by destroying something that's already been made. But with both of these palettes, I've never let anyone else use them. I've never let anyone else swatch them. I've never used them on another client, even when this was sold out and I had clients reaching out to me, letting me know they would pay me double what this palette was worth just to do an eye look on them. I didn't do it. I didn't want nobody else. I just felt weird about doing it. And I had someone even ask me like, well, why did you show off his video? I mean, why did you show off his palettes in your other videos? Because it was the truth. When I think of one of the ugliest palettes in my collection, this does make the list. When I think of one of the prettiest palettes in my collection, this does make the list because that's what it is. And I'm being honest about that. And I don't want to be able to say, I can't talk to you about any and everything when it comes to makeup, especially my collection. But until I see a definite change in Mr. Star, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, I don't see me purchasing anything anytime soon. Am I going to be sorry about it? Not really, because trust me, I got plenty greens. I have a whole lot of green eyeshadow. I got a whole lot of pretty eyeshadows and pretty packaging. So the only one's missing out is Mr. Star. Because I don't have that alien palette either. And if anybody knows me, if you ever see my other video supporting Teresa's Dead, you'll see right here with that video I did for her, to have that alien palette would have been perfect to do my alien slut look. But I didn't buy it. And I had a friend who currently works at the Morphe store right now. Been working there for years since it opened. So getting the alien palette wouldn't have been nothing. Getting that big purple octagon looking shape one, I could have had all of them. If Mr. Star would have acted right during all these years, I could have had them all. But I just could not consciously find it in my pocket to go ahead and dig in there and do it. It's one thing to not have the kindest thing to say of others, but it's another thing when the reason we believe that the hate is coming has anything to do with race. No ma'am. No ma'am. If the only reason you can't mess with me, don't like me, or have anything bad to say about me is because of my skin tone, nope. 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 And with this being the end of the video, I hope you all truly enjoyed things. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If for any reason you disagree with me on any of the brands or the products and you just, hey, you don't agree with it, you're free to go ahead and give it a thumbs down, honey. I'm here to let everybody know. Express your feelings, do you. But as far as I'm concerned, anything I said no ma'am on, I don't want it, I don't need it, I'm not going to get it. If I gave it a yes sir, either A, I already have it, or B, it is on the way, because I'm someone who loves makeup and I love reviewing makeup. But it's just sad to say that for most of these brands, I was able to go ahead and say what I don't like, but what I do. But for them last two, honey, honey, y'all gonna have to change before I change, because honey, I'm gonna stick to my opinion. But for the last time, I hope you all really did like this video. I wanted to say thank you once again for getting me to 250 subscribers. Maybe when we hit that 500 mark, we may do it again, because I don't want this to just become a natural everyday. We're doing this every month. I know the makeup community puts out enough product to do an anti-haul every month, but This is the kind of video where it's truly not the most positive thing to do, so I don't want to make my channel all about this particular subject, but sometimes you just got some things on your chest that you just gotta get off, and baby, it is what it is. Good companies put out bad products or just products I don't like, so we not getting those. But with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye YouTube.